First nigga outside before sunrise. Old school ways, but I'm still a young guy. A real trooper, I be grinding on the front line. Hungry for the money, I'ma eat like it's lunchtime. Really out here, nigga, let's go band for band. Made a lot of transactions, I'm talking hand to hand. Based on the statistics, I never had a chance. Still I sketched a blueprint and I mapped the plan. First case crash, took me in for crack rock. 54th and Duwarty, that was the crack block. Stood solid, never folded like a laptop. Trying to get to school, getting banged on at the dash stop. Can you give me a pistol is what I asked Pops. Late nights walking through the ops on Ascot. Really repping for the team like a mascot. Doing stupid shit, I could've really got my ass shot. Second charge that I caught was a gun case. Got bail money, I ain't got a fundraise. Still remember being broke with a fun day. Overgrind cause debts can't go unpaid. So I'm serving like way to serve lunch trade. The 2 doors a Challenger, not a Mustang. Chop them down like a barber, it was one phase. Cameras everywhere, we gon' flush it if they come raid.
What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Young Wvttz back with another On The Block reaction here on The Block News. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, man. Not later, but right now. Also, go ahead and hit that hype button so we can push this to the algorithm. Today, man, we're going to get into some more content, you feel me? Another channel that I really fuck with, you feel me? It's called Dose of Mystery, you feel me? And the title of this one is called The Orchestrated Hit of Flockz, homie, C-Hii. I don't know if you pronounce it Wvttz or Wvttz, you feel me? Killed in the drive-by, you feel me? I first became aware of this dude Wvttz or Wvttz, you feel me, from an interview that he did with Charleston White. No, his daddy did an interview with Charleston White and Anton Daniels, you feel me? He was talking about, you feel me, and that made me go look into him. You feel me? Everybody know who Flockz is. You feel me? He was one of them up-and-coming artists that was already a star. You feel me? But he ended up getting locked down for, you know, popping one of his ops or killing one of his ops. I guess he walked by a barbershop. You feel me? And, you know, the nigga came outside. It was kind of like mutual combat type shit, but he been down for a minute. So, you know, when an artist blows up, you feel me, it bring attention to his friends that's around him, or the artists that's around him, his homies that's around him. You feel what I'm saying? But we finna get into this video, man. Let's get it.
Another aspiring rapper was also in Brooklyn. His grieving father spoke exclusively to Fox 5.
A few days ago, a young man named Jaquan McKinley was in Bed-Stuy while sitting in his car.
If he was in the field with my son and you talk about him like that, I feel away because I know that you went and did that when he was alive.
The story of Jaquan breaks my heart. His story tests my spirit, and we must do better for young people like him.
On Saturday, February 5th, 2022, just hours before his passing, Jaquan McKinley, known as C-Hii Wvttz, made his way to an Airbnb in Brooklyn's Bed-Stuy neighborhood. The location tucked away off Lewis Avenue was the set of a new music video for his song, Wvttz. The small apartment was filled with C-Hii and his crew, their energy high as they crowded into the space, pointing finger guns at the camera and battling it out on Xbox, playing Nets versus Blazers. But the lyrics C-Hii delivered were anything but playful. The video opened with C-Hii repeatedly chanting DOA, 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 a reference to his Bronx gang, Southside, before he turned his attention to an even more chilling subject, rah rah, rah rah. These words, said with an air of mockery, referred to Raj's, Ramon Gil Medrano, an affiliate of the YGs, a rival Bronx gang. Raj's had been hit in the back of a cab just months earlier, and C-Hii had taunted his passing in his lyrics before. In Wvttz, he continued to taunt, delivering lines that left little to the imagination.
See, if y'all don't know nothing about these new New York rappers, you feel me, they looked up to like drill rap, King Von and type niggas. You know how they rap about, you know, they, first of all, they doing New York drill. So definitely paying homage to the original drill that comes from Chicago. But, you know, they say dudes' names. I know y'all heard of Raj's and all that shit. You feel me? I think Lil TJ probably mentioned that dude too. You feel me? They be dissing they ops. So they do a lot of that shit in their music, you feel what I'm saying? But when I had seen the interview of his daddy with Charleston White, They said he was in some type of, I don't know if it's like a halfway house or some type of jail where Monday through Friday he's in jail or he going to school and he locked down, he can't come home. But they let him out on the weekends. You feel me? So this was one of them weekends. But he was an aspiring rapper, so he used the weekends to hang with his friends, go to parties, shoot music videos and shit like that. You feel what I'm saying? But just to give y'all a little more insight on the story, we're going to keep this shit going.
Nation bragging about the beef between the groups and the ongoing gang rivalry. In the second verse, C-Hii escalated the tension, rapping about the passing of Raw G's with cold finality. Got caught in the cab, and that little passes away. Stupid, got his head fried. By 2 a.m., C-Hii left the Airbnb to film another scene for the video. According to the police reports, 2 gunmen pulled up in a car. One fired from the front seat, the other from the back, hitting C-Hii twice in the chest. The shots rang out, shattering the calm of the early morning. C-Hii was rushed to Woodhull Hospital, just minutes away. But despite the frantic efforts of emergency staff, he was pronounced deceased at 2:30 a.m. The city had claimed another life, a rising star, silenced before his time. To understand the tragedy of C-Hii Wvttz passing, one must first understand the life of Jaquan McKinley, a young man who...
So, in the interview, his pops had said that he had basically shot the music video. They say that he was going to shoot another scene, but what the interview with his pops said is that he got invited to a party by some females. You feel what I'm saying? But when he got there, he wasn't really feeling the vibes. He wasn't really feeling the vibe of the party. So that made him go back to his car and wait inside his car. You feel me? If you ask me, I feel like he knew something was up. He just didn't know exactly what was up. You feel me? Because if you get invited to a party for some females and you that bold enough to go, then you kind of be pumped up to go because you thinking with your dick anyway. Like some females brought me over there. But when you got there, the females probably ain't fucking with him. They probably showing signs, you know, just red flags that he wasn't fucking with. So he go to wait in his car. I don't know how it becomes to... I don't know how I got to the fact that he was in the car by himself, just sitting in the car. I'm not sure if his windows was tinted or anything, or if he was riding fishbowl. But kids, stay out the streets. Shit ain't what you think. All in illusion, full of confusion. You feel what I'm saying? You stay out the way, you let us see another day. And yeah, like, you know, that's a no-no. Sitting in the cars, especially when a party going on. Hell no, nigga. Because 9 times out of 10, the ops got the drop on the party anyway. They might lay on the party, wait for you niggas to come outside. So if you outside in the car, making it easy for them, they already laying on something. They probably see you walk to your car, you by yourself. That's a free body for them. You feel what I'm saying? And his name is C-Hii Wvttz, my bad. You feel what I'm saying? It's just the way the name is spelled. It's kind of confusing. I ain't gonna lie. You feel what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep this shit going.
Whose story was just beginning to unfold. Born and raised in the Bronx, New York, Jaquan grew up in a neighborhood where challenges were plenty, but so were dreams. The streets of the Bronx, both harsh and vibrant, shaped his worldview and ignited his passion for music.
What was a big misconception about C-Hii?
That he was just a drill rapper. You know what I'm saying? He was actually a cool dude. Anybody that really knew C-Hii, they know that he was a family-oriented dude. You know what I mean? He'd protect anybody. You know what I mean? So he wasn't... See, it's crazy because the ops is supposed to make him look a certain way, vice versa. So, I mean, the people that really know him know what I'm saying? He was a good dude.
From a young age.
I don't know. They always say something about parents that call their kids by their street names or they you know, they monikers and shit. You feel what I'm saying? He using the term ops and shit. So it seemed like he kind of supported his sons, you know, because usually when the father or a parent use a child, they use they real name. Like when Nipsey Hussle mama talk about Nipsey, she don't say Nipsey Hussle. She say Ermias. You feel me? His real name. So it kind of seemed like his pops, you know, kind of enabled his street persona. You know, and even when he talk about his son, he be like, if you was in a field with my son, you know, you wouldn't have said that if he was here. Like, why wouldn't they have said it was here? Because your son was really in the field on some gangster shit. You feel me? Like me, if I lose a child, I'm not going to say the ops. Be like the people that he don't get along with or, you know, his perceived enemies. You feel me? people he wasn't cool with, you know, and I'm gonna refer to the child by the name that I gave the child type shit, you feel me? But listen, we gonna keep this shit going.
Jaquan was drawn to the rhythms and beats that echoed through his community. Music was more than just a pastime. It was an escape and a form of expression. Inspired by the burgeoning drill scene in New York, he adopted the stage name C-Hii Wvttz and began channeling his experiences into his lyrics. C-Hii Wvttz was a rising star in the Bronx drill scene, a hyper-local variant of the drill music genre that had evolved from Chicago's streets in the early 2010s and made its way to New York. The Bronx sound is defined by high-tempo rapping, mostly about real-life situations, set to speed up, melodic samples and scuzzy, sliding 808 bass lines. C-Hii wasn't represented by a label, though he was taking meetings in Miami and Los Angeles.
You said that you found out that C-Hii allegedly had a body or whatnot?
That's what they say, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't really know what's what, but you know, people always gonna put perceptions out there, this and that, this and that.
Yeah, even
so,
with King Von joint, they always a lot of bodies after his death.
After the person died, people gonna say any and everything about you. So, you know, I don't know what's right, what's wrong as far as that. Like, when it came to him really interacting in the street, I was a father that didn't approve of it.
The name Wvttz, pronounced Wvttz, paid homage to an LA neighborhood, while C-Hii, pronounced C-Hii, signified his affiliation with the Crips, a notorious street gang. C-Hii was specifically tied to the DOA 700, or Sevside, a smaller Bronx gang whose territory extended around East 187th Street in the Belmont neighborhood. Their rivals, the Young Gunners, or YGs, controlled territories near the River Park Towers, a looming housing complex by the Harlem River. Both groups had rappers who used their music to chronicle life in the Bronx, with their feuds often spilling from the streets into their lyrics. C-Hii's drill music was raw and reflective of the street life surrounding him, but despite his hard-hitting persona in the rap world, he was still an unsigned artist. According to his girlfriend, Jamera Ingram, C-Hii was making moves, attending meetings with labels in Miami and Los Angeles, hoping to sign a deal that would elevate his career. Yet, his past clung to him.
Gang, gang, gang.
C-Hii Wvttz wasn't just another
See, to me, you know, I don't know, maybe it's a short-term money move, you know, to dish your ops, you feel me, in music, but I you know, I wouldn't recommend a nigga do that in his music, like internet beef. I don't condone internet banging, dishing your ops on the internet through the music, none of that shit, you know, because this in the dead period is something I just ain't never did or done. You feel what I'm saying? That, you know, that shit, you never know the living motherfuckers, how that shit make them feel when you diss they dead homies, they dead family and shit like that. How they mamas feel about that shit like that, you feel me? Because they hear the music too, that shit come back to them. And I don't know if y'all was paying attention, but he said this shit, the dad said this shit in an interview with Charleston White and Anti Daniels too. You know, when his son died, the police said that his son had a body on him. You feel me? And if he was still alive, he'd be fighting charges for a body. So, you know, his daddy said he was a cool dude and all that. A lot of killers do be cool. You feel me? Some motherfuckers they love, but when it comes to niggas they don't get along with, or the ops, the enemies, in LA, we used to call the ops enemies. You feel what I'm saying? We used to call drills missions. Before skits and drills, we used to call going on a mission. You feel what I'm saying? Before all these new words and terms. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of killers do be cool. Like, I know some killers and shit that's cool with me. You feel me? But to niggas that's the ops or the enemigos, you feel me? They cold-hearted killers. They can't stand them. You feel what I'm saying? So it's possible that the nigga did have a body on him. But his daddy said, you know, people say anything. But if his daddy knew, you think he'd say, yeah, my son had a body on him. Like, my son was a killer. Like, hell no, because that'll make you not feel as bad about his death type shit, you feel me? But kids, stay out the streets, man. That shit look cool, the signs these niggas throwing up. Like, it's hard for me to understand what they throwing up, because I'm not from New York. You feel me? Like, the shit he throwing up right now, nigga, that's Brim, nigga, that's Haciendas, nigga, that's Jungles, nigga. It's a gang of hoods that throw that shit up. Nigga, Harbor City Crips throw that shit up. You feel me? Mozzie throw that shit up for his hood. So it's hard for me to tell and read these hand signals with New York rappers. But listen, we're gonna keep this shit going.
Face in the crowd. He was a rising star whose tracks resonated with many who shared similar struggles. Songs like Geeked, showcasing his energetic flow, and amassed millions of views on YouTube, signaling that he was on the cusp of something big. 2 nights before he was hit, C-Hii Wvttz found himself grappling with the storm of emotions, staying with his girlfriend and her mother in the Bronx. C-Hii's thoughts drifted between a fractured family and his uncertain future. His father, Perry Williams, lived in North Carolina with a new family, while his mother, Naomi, had been displaced by a fire and was living in temporary housing. The physical distance from his parents seemed to mirror an emotional one that weighed heavily on C-Hii's mind that night. The young rapper's mind was filled with questions that had no easy answers. What awaited him in the afterlife? Did his parents truly love him? These were...
See, this could have been avoided too, you know, with his daddy staying in North Carolina, you feel me? His mama is in displaced housing, which means she's kind of like homeless. She living in a temporary housing program, you feel me? Your daddy down south somewhere, or wherever North Carolina is, you feel me? So I can understand a kid feeling unloved and, you feel me, lacking guidance, because it's only so much a father can do over the phone. And his father expressed in the interview that he tried to get his son to come out there with him, or he had him out there with him for a minute, but he ain't like it out there. Yeah, that's most kids. Most kids, like, nigga, when my daddy was staying on 89th and Normandy, he used to call and see if I wanted to come over there. First of all, hell no. For me, I want to be in the hood with the homies. Nigga, when I'm at your house, I don't even go outside. Nigga, I either just play video games, nigga, watch movies, or look at the internet of the homies in the hood. Hell no. You feel me? But fortunately for me, you know, the west side ain't that far from the east side. So if need be, my pops could pull up on me, and, you know, I ain't that far from my pops type shit. You feel me? But having your daddy way in North Carolina, you feel me, then all you got to depend on is the game. You feel me? And when you a young nigga, you can't recognize every sign of when niggas with you and when niggas not. You feel me? You need your father for that. You need your parents for that love. You feel what I'm saying? You need your mother. Some nigga need that motherly love too. You feel me? Because a father is a little bit tough. You feel me? Them niggas be hard on you. You feel me? A mother provide that comfort, that love. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to explain, but y'all get what I'm saying. Stay out the streets. Shit ain't what you think. Stay out the way. You'll let us see another day. It's all an illusion, full of confusion. Listen, stay aware. They might say you scared, but guess what? That fear will keep your ass here. Let's get this shit back going.
The thoughts that consumed him just hours before his life would be taken on the streets of Bed-Stuy. Despite the challenges that came with his environment, C-Hii Wvttz aimed to use his music as a beacon to tell his own story, as well as shed light on the realities faced by many in his community. His lyrics delved into the themes of struggle, ambition, and the pursuit of a better life. In a world that often seemed stacked against him, music was his solace and his hope. His popularity grew, so did the pressures and dangers that often accompany rising fame in the drill scene. Yet, J-Quan remained focused on his goals. He had plans, big ones. Record deals were on the horizon, and there was talk of tours and new collaborations. The future looked promising for the young artist, who had so much more to share with the world. C-Hii Wvttz's journey was more than just a personal quest for success. It was a testament to the potential that exists within the communities often overlooked. His story was one of talent meeting opportunity, of a voice emerging from the noise to make itself heard. Tragically, his life was cut short before he could fully realize his dream. As news of C-Hii Wvttz's passing spread, shockwaves rippled through the drill music community and beyond. Social media became an outlet for grief, as tributes poured in from close friends, fellow artists, and even city officials. C-Hii Wvttz's father spoke out, placing blame on drill music itself. "The drill is the devil's music," he stated in an emotional interview, echoing the fears of many parents who have lost their children to street violence.
Yeah, we could blame the music, but shit, the parents to blame too. Like, you know, when you leave your kid in another city due to whatever circumstances, you feel what I'm saying, like, and go start a whole new family, you know, that kid starts to feel like the outcast. You feel me? So you can't just put all the blame on the music, my nigga, because I listen to gangster shit all the time. You feel me? Even though my favorite genre is R&B, but never when I listen to this gangster shit do I like It don't make me just want to do the gangster shit. You feel me? Just because I hear niggas rapping about killing certain ops and naming them. You feel me? That'll never be me. You feel me? I don't really even like that kind of music, to be honest. Even New York drill. I don't really like Chicago drill like that. It's only certain artists that I like. Feel me? I like Ruger, King Von, Lil Durk, Chief Keef. You feel me? A few others. There's too many to name right now. But, you know, you can't put all the blame on the music. Now, if he had his father's guidance in his life while it's to that music, say, son, you know what can happen. Yeah, like, you feel what I'm saying? But according to his father used to be in the streets. So, you know, he following your footsteps at the end of the day. So you play a big part in this shit too, fool. Feel what I'm saying? But we're going to keep this shit going.
That drill is the devil's music.
The day after Jaquan McKinley's passing, the Bronx was draped in a steady drizzle, mirroring the somber mood of a community still reeling from the tragedy. Jamira Ingram, C-Hii's girlfriend, sat in the passenger seat of a car, live streaming her grief to the world on Instagram. Her braces flashed as she lit a spliff and scrolling through the endless streams of comments that poured in. C-Hii's music played softly from her phone as messages from followers ranged from rumors to outright disrespect. As Ingram pulled up to a sidewalk vigil for C-Hii, the rawness of her emotions was palpable. Yet she kept the stream going, engaging with both the well-wishers and the hecklers. She bristled at the disrespectful comments, but refused to let them silence her. With a steady hand, she arranged candles and straightened a poster board tribute to her boyfriend. Her grief laid bare for all to see.
How you be feeling when, you know, you hear your son in the song?
It depends on who made the song. You know, it's crazy because you could catch me on a day where I'm alright today and I hear the song and I laugh at it. Then you catch me on one of them days when I'm feeling a way about stuff in general, and then, you know, I'll shoot back at you. But when I hear certain people, if you was in the field with my son and you talk about him like that, I feel a way because I know that you went and did that when he was alive.
On February 10th, 2022, newly elected New York City Mayor Eric Adams took to the stage to address the tragedy. In a tearful 13-minute speech, Adams lamented C-Hii's passing and called for action. "We need to save future Jaquans," he urged, pushing for investment in housing, education, and jobs as a way to prevent more senseless passings. But his comments quickly took a controversial turn when he aimed his critique at drill music itself, describing the genre as one that used music as a challenge in social media posts. Adams highlighted the connection between drill lyrics and real-world confrontations. These posts bled out into the streets, he warned, raising the idea of censoring drill-related content online.
I didn't know Jaquan, but his hit me hard because the more I found out about Jaquan's story, the more I saw how many times he had been failed by a system that is supposed to help boys like him.
In the days that followed, Adams even suggested that platforms like YouTube could remove drill-related content, much like they had with Donald Trump's post after the Capitol riot. His comments set off a firestorm, igniting a long-standing debate about whether hip-hop lyrics glorify ongoing beefs or merely reflect it. The conversation wasn't limited to local officials. Soon, The Daily Show host, Trevor Noah, devoted a segment to the subject, showing a photo of C-Hii grinning in his Children's Village Hawks basketball jersey. Noah struck a balance, acknowledging the creative freedom of artists while also questioning the tastefulness of some drill lyrics. "Why do you gotta make songs dissing a deceased rival?" he quipped. "It's not like God's up in heaven like, we were gonna let you in, but little Trey bodied you so hard." Noah's remarks encapsulated the ambivalence many felt. Drill music, with its raw portrayal of street life, walked a fine line between art and provocation.
The story of Jaquan breaks my heart. His story tests my spirit, and we must do better for young people like him.
Despite Adams' impassioned plea, a mayoral crackdown on drill never materialized. It became clear that any attempt to censor the genre would be practically impossible without the cooperation of major platforms like YouTube or Columbia Records. And while the NYPD had long investigated drill rappers' gang ties dating back to the de Blasio administration, there was no formal mandate to target the genre specifically. Police have not yet arrested anyone in connection with C-Hii Wvttz' hit. Rest in peace, C-Hii Wvttz.
There you have it, man. The orchestrated hit of Flockz, homie. C-Hii Wvttz killed in a drive-by. But yeah, man, when his daddy did the interview, that's how I know a little more about how You know, he exited the party, sat in the car for a minute, and the ops pulled up on him. You feel me? It could have been a setup. You feel what I'm saying? And he probably felt that it was a setup, but he just didn't understand that's the red flag, or that's the feeling he was feeling, like this is a setup. He just knows something wasn't right about this party, and I ain't feeling it, so I'd rather go sit in my car. Nigga probably went to his car, started texting this girl. Like, you know, to my young niggas out there, man, if you got a woman at the house, you feel me, whether at her house or your house, if you could go to her house and chill with her, or if you got one at home, man, or if she can't come with you, man, fuck these parties, fool. You need them extra eyes. Your homies don't just be the right eyes, like, because sometimes homies ain't homies. You feel me? 9 times out of 10, wherever I go, wifey going. You feel me? That's my extra eye. She always see shit I don't see. If a motherfucker looking at me upside my head, she'll notice it. You feel me? And like I said, pussy ain't that important, you feel me? Like, you got a good woman by your side, bro, just stick with her, you feel me? I know you niggas grow up, and a lot of niggas like to brag, oh, I knocked this down, I fucked her, I had all these women. You feel me? At the end of the day, that shit don't even matter, fool. You feel me? Because fucking around trying to brag on who you knocked down can get you knocked down. You feel what I'm saying? Like, stay out the streets, this shit ain't what you think. My mama, it's all an illusion full of confusion. Stay out the way, let us see another day. But listen, man, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, man. Not later, but right now. My name is Wvttz on the Block News.
I be on the block like when crack first hit. If I'm feeling iffy, then my gag gon' spit. I am not a rapper, I don't cap about shit. Dope boy, state of mind, I'm a trap till I'm rich. I be outside like when crack first hit. If I'm feeling iffy, then my gag gon' spit. I am not a rapper, I don't cap about shit. Dope boy, state of mind, I'm a trap till I'm rich. First nigga outside before sunrise. Old school ways, but I'm still a young guy. A real trooper, I be grinding on the front line. Hungry for the money, I'ma eat like it's lunchtime. Really out here, nigga, let's go band for band. Made a lot of transactions, I'm talking hand to hand. Based on the statistics, I never had a chance. Still I sketched a blueprint and I mapped the plan. First case crash, took me in for crack rock. 54th and Duwarty, that was the crack block. Stood solid, never folded like a laptop. Trying to get to school, getting banged on at the dash stop. Can you give me a pistol is what I ask Pops. Late nights walking through the ops on Ascot. Really repping for the team like a mascot. Doing stupid shit, I could've really got my ass shot. Second charge that I caught was a gun case. Got bail money, I ain't got a fundraise. Still remember being broke with a fun day. Overgrind cause debts can't go unpaid. So I'm serving like way to serve lunch trade. The 2 doors a Challenger, not a Mustang. Chop them down like a barber, it was one phase. Cameras everywhere, we gon' flush it if they come raid, nigga. I be on the block like when crack first hit. If I'm feeling iffy, then my gag gon' spit. I am not a rapper, I don't cap about shit. Dope boy, state of mind, I'm a trap till I'm rich. I be out